set.
Totally right.
And respect for self is determined by the interaction. I mean, of course, there's stuff that happens after, but the basic interaction of caretaker and child, that's a politically correct term, so that we don't say it's only women who do it.
Okay, 2 sentences for the questions.
Yep. Can the panel please address this quality of womanhood, which is that we are mothers, and we do have a huge effect on the world because we produce from our bodies the future generation. What kind of universal value can bring us all together as Muslims, as Christians, as Jews? How do we do that in the world?
Okay.
I have a super fast answer to that. When people talk about, you know, these feelings of insecurity, I'm going to make a really socially unacceptable confession in public, which is I don't relate to that for one reason. My father raised me. He was the primary caretaker, and he was this absolutely adoring, adoring male presence. So my mom was very nice too, but she was, you know, distracted. So where I'm going is, we can't completely rewire our own life experiences. I mean, I have other issues, believe me. But we can create the next generation by love bombing them to not have these internal litanies that they're not enough. And this is, I don't think just mothers do this. There's, you know, studies that show that men's biochemistry changes when they raise children. Mothers and fathers, caretakers, extended family, all important. You know, when we raise our children, and it goes to the universal human rights, to feel like they're heard, they're loved, they're safe, they're respected, you know, the whole future changes.
Okay, Eliza, why are you rolling your eyes?
Oh. Okay. First of all, the idea of universal human rights, just the language is so problematic. I have trouble hearing it advanced because of my experience with those for whom it is not okay to use that language, right? So that, but the idea of love bombing being a solution, I just don't know. I mean, I had a great relationship with my father, so I'm not sure it's really about that this, I mean, I'm in a, well, many of us are, I was going to say in a career, but all of us are in career paths that are hard for women and unusual. Okay, a lot of the Gen X and Gen Y stuff about having children later, loving these children excessively, right, only having one, that the children have more positive understandings of the world, that they can actually affect change. I don't know if that's really bringing about the change for young girls of feeling secure in a new way. So that's why I'm not sure love bombing is the answer.
Okay, question number 4.
Jermaine and Naomi, thank you very much. I've been to both your talks. They're fascinating. The thing I found across them is that there was a real agreement on that it was up to the woman herself to figure out who she wanted to be and what a woman is for her. And I thought, you know, one, because there was a lot of disagreement, that was a very strong shared thing. And I wanted to know if you guys agreed that that was something you both shared. And two, what framework would you allow? Because I've had a lot of my friends who have talked about this who've said, you know, that's great, that freedom's really empowering, but how in God's name are we meant to figure out what that means to be a woman if we don't have some type of objective framework to work from?
Not quite sure about that, about what you mean by a framework to work from.
Well, I mean, like, say you come up from a masculine perspective where you have things that are told to you what it is to be man. If you're told that it's up to a woman to decide what it is to be a powerful woman, that's a lot more challenging. I mean, that's a lot more powerful.